We want to work on the Manage Author page where we will be able to add multiple authors to a single book. For that, we will need a different view model. Let me create that inside our view models here. Add a new class. I will call that Book Author View Model. We will make that a public class and think about all the properties that we will need here. We will need an object of the mapper class, which is the book author map here. Let me call that as book author, and we will need book object as well. So we will add those two for now. Now we need to do two things here. First, we need to display all the authors of the current book. On top of that, we need to display all the available authors. To display all the authors of the currently available book or currently selected book, we will have to go to the mapping table to find out all the author ID for a particular book. And let me call that book author list here. Next, we need to display all the available authors. That way we can select any of the author and add that on a book if we want to. So that will be IEnumerable, and this will be for the select list item because it is a drop down. Let me call that as author list right there. And then we need to create a new controller to manage authors. In controller, we have the book controller. Let me scroll down at the end here. Well, I can do that before playground. I will create an action method with the name of manage authors, and that expects an integer ID. If we go to the index view, where is that for the book? And if we examine the manage author link or the author link, you can see the action name is manage authors, and we are passing an ID there, which will be the book ID. So make sure name is exactly the same. Now the model for this particular view will be book author view model that we created. Let me create a new object of that and populate that here. There we want to populate the book author list. Here we need to retrieve all the records based on the book ID. So _db.bookauthormap.where, and there we will say u goes to u.bookid is equal to the ID. So we will retrieve all of the book author list where the book ID is equal to the ID that we receive in the parameter. When we retrieve the book author list, we will only have the author ID and book ID populated. If we want to populate the book and author based on that ID, EF Core is pretty smart to do that. For that, we will have to use the .include, and we will do that before the where condition. So here we want to include the author, and let's say we also want to include the book detail as well. So we can use multiple include statement when we have to include multiple things in the same object. Like right here, if I go to the book author map, within the book author class, we have book and author both that we have to populate. If we go inside book, and if we had to populate the publisher here, then the syntax will be different because we will be including a child element of the book class. But here, both book and author are at the same level. That is why we will have the to include statement, and we can say u goes to u.book, and perfect. With that, it will include both book and author. We can convert that to list, and next we have the book author. And here we will create a new book author. There we will assign book ID is equal to ID that we receive in the parameter. Finally, we need to retrieve the book here. So we can say _db.books.first.default. We can also use find here because the ID is primary key, but we will use book ID is equal to ID. Now you might be thinking that we already have a book inside the book author list because we are using the .include. But what about when you are creating the first record? In that case, the book author list will be empty because there are no authors associated for a book, and it will not include anything because the book author map will retrieve no record based on the book ID. That is why we will include the book right here. With that, we have populated the book author view model. Let me continue from the next video.